फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नमस्कार सभी को। First of all, a big thanks from my side for joining us today on a Saturday morning. Very beautiful morning from where I'm talking, Uttarakhand. Rainy season and the breeze is very nice today, not sunny at all. So, thank you so much for joining me. Uh, this is the fourth webinar in our series of webinars that we've initiated, and your response has been really heartwarming, and it is encouraging us to continue this series. So today's webinar is about from hesitation to hyper impact. Since you all have joined for this particular topic, I am making one assumption that all of you care about some or the other public issue. I'm already making that assumption. So, this is not a webinar about building awareness about your role as a change maker. You already are a change maker and you care about some issues. So, let me just dive in. This is the series that we are running, and we are at the fourth right now. Do join us for future ones also. Okay, I will begin with three empowering thoughts that inform my work as well as the work of my colleagues. Everyone can be a change maker, no matter what their context and situation. There is an unparalleled joy in serving our communities. That kind of a joy is doesn't come from only doing great in life and consuming things that we enjoy or which give us pleasure. And the ability to turn intention into results repeatedly can be learned. This is what the whole framework is about, causing incredible performance. बार बार कर सकते हैं जो चेंज हम अपने समाज में लाना चाहते हैं। यदि हमने एक अनुभव किया है तो हम उसे बार बार कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है आप भी ये मानेंगे कि हमारी सोसाइटीज और समाज में बहुत परिवर्तन की आवश्यकता है। हमारा मतभेद हो सकता है कि क्या परिवर्तन चाहिए, परंतु कुछ ना कुछ परिवर्तन तो हर लेवल पर हमें चाहिए और हमें लगता है कि होना चाहिए। So, with these three empowering thoughts, I'm going to just share a bit about our mission. I'll also share about myself in a while. So, our mission at Atulya Performance Facilitators is that we are able to create or contribute to 10,000 or more public leaders taking on and creating bold impact. So these are people who are already public leaders, but they are able to create bold impact on any matter that matters to them. And we want to be able to do that on or before December 31st, 2028. We began last year on this mission. We've been in operation for over, as a company, we've been in operation for 6 years. But as an initiative, we've been there for about 13 years with this framework. This particular mission we've taken on only last year with a specific focus on public leaders. Our values, commitment to results, because we say ultimately results matter. Say do integrity, meaning doing what we say. Purposeful simplicity, ownership and empowerment, collective joy and impact. Overall, our entire effort is to keep everything simple. The title for today's webinar is also Bold but Simple Actions. We want to keep it simple so that all of us can take action without a mental clutter in our head. What will you aim for since you joined this session, what should you get out of this? And this is my objective also, that you get this. So I will make that effort. But I learned this fairly recently, that there is some research which shows that adults cannot learn passively. Like if they're sitting down and listening to something, they're not going to absorb much. Unlike children, children are like sponges. So that's how nature is designed. Children, like if they're around something, you're talking something, and the child is sitting and playing by himself or herself, the child can passively learn all the stuff that you're talking. But as adults, we cannot learn unless we focus and we are actively engaging with the material, whatever material is being offered. So, since you're here, my request is kindly actively engage with what's being offered to you, because I can only offer it to you. And it's only when you focus and engage that you're going to get some value out of it. So, what are the outcomes or objectives that I'm looking at? And I would be very happy if you get these for you by the end of the webinar. So, one cause or issue you care about. I'm sure you already know that. There is another line there. So, you care about so much that you want to take it as a target of change in the next few months. Okay? So, what is this target of change? I'm going to explain very soon. So, one is you're going to get clear about one cause or issue that you care about so much that you want to take it as a target of change. ऐसा एक मुद्दा जो आपको इतना पसंद आता है या चुभता है कि जिसको आप एक परिवर्तन का केंद्र बिंदु जैसे लेंगे. दूसरा, one measurable result you want to create in the next 3 months. So there is a broad issue, but you bring it down to a measurable result that you want to take on in the next 3 months. And also clarity on what can you do. What are the actions that you can take about causing incredible performance, making use of it in the service of the result that you want to produce. Okay, let me tell a little bit about myself. So I'm a co-founder of Atulya Performance Facilitators, have been in the space of public service development for last 25 years. I'm a pass out from Institute of Rural Management, Anand. A big chunk of my life was devoted to disaster management. I started my career, the year I passed out was the Bhuj earthquake, and I went there as initially as a volunteer. Then I ended up working with Gujarat State Disaster Management Authority for almost 4 years. I also worked one of my most recent work was with the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. I was heading the social impact side of it. And my primary focus was that refills were regular and therefore women could realize all the benefits that a cleaner energy promises. I got to know about this Causing Incredible Performance framework about 10 years back in 2016. Professor Balaji created this framework. He's on the call, but he's on the road today. Therefore, I'm not bringing him in this conversation. But Professor Balaji is the one who created it in 2013. And he decided to devote his life on making this available to people so that everybody could create extraordinary change wherever they wanted in any aspect of life. When I met him in 2016, he coached me. And when he coached me, I suddenly, I got this, okay, in a non-emergency kind of setup, how does one bring extraordinary change with the focus and the emergency or the sense of urgency that one has when there is some crisis in life at whatever level. So we all do heroic stuff when crisis demands it. And many of us have achieved things which are big in life, even when no crisis was there, but we were clear, okay, we wanted to achieve that. It could be in the area of employment, education, our status in life, or things we wanted to do. uh, CIB framework is a method that you could use in in a context which is not necessarily a crisis, uh, and you could do it out of your own volition. ये एक मुद्दा है या ये एक इशू है जिस पर मैं कुछ बदलाव लाना चाहता हूं या चाहती हूं, भले कोई एनवायरमेंट में उसके लिए तैयारी दिख रही हो या ना दिख रही हो, या कारण दिख रहा हो या ना दिख रहा हो। ओके, वो हमारे से शुरू हो रहा है एज इंडिविजुअल्स, भले सिस्टम सपोर्टिंग लग रहा हो या ना लग रहा हो। सो ये एक वो मेथड है, और लगभग 800 से ज्यादा एप्लीकेशंस इसके हम कर चुके हैं पिछले 13 सालों में, कई वैरायटी के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में। और मेरा पर्सनल फोकस सोशल इम्पैक्ट के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ज्यादा रहा है, और हमने बहुत लोगों को कोच किया है, चाहे वो एनजीओ हो या गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के हों, या सिविक लीडर्स हों, कम्युनिटी लीडर्स हों, कॉरपोरेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के हों, जहां वो इस फ्रेमवर्क को यूज करके पहले से बड़ा जंप ला सके हैं। सो in your service, I'm going to present some of this today, but I would now request you to do some work with me. I'm going to run some polls, huh? Uh, at this stage, if anybody wants to say anything, you please, you're most welcome. I'm going to take a pause for a minute here. अगर इस स्टेज पे कुछ सवाल मन में आ रहा है या कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं, ओह थैंक यू केदार जी, आपने भी भुज earthquake में काम किया, गुड टू नो दैट, गुड टू नो दैट। Any question or comment at this stage before we dive into some polls and some work? Manoj ji keh rahe hain not now. Okay, so I'm going to just run a very small poll. Just give me a thumbs up if you're able to see this. See a poll? केदार जी देख पा रहे हैं, हाँ? सो दो ही सवाल है। पहला सवाल है, इज देयर एटलीस्ट वन पब्लिक इश्यू अबाउट विच यू डू द फॉलोइंग? You can pick more than one. You collect information about the issue, you discuss or complain about it, and you have some emotional reaction when you see or read or talk about it. That's one. पहला सवाल ये है कि क्या कोई ऐसा पब्लिक मुद्दा है जिसके बारे में आप नीचे लिखे हुए चीजों में कुछ या सारे करते हैं, जो आपको अप्लाई करता है उसको टिक करिएगा, उसके बारे में और इंफॉर्मेशन इकट्ठा करते हैं, उसके बारे में बात करते हैं या शिकायत करते हैं, उसके बारे में कुछ इमोशनल रिएक्शन होता है जब आप उसको पढ़ते हैं या बात करते हैं या उसकी चर्चा करते हैं। और अच्छा, रोहित जी को नहीं दिख रहा है, रोहित स्क्रीन पर ही दिख रहा है, जूम के अंदर का ही पोल है, स्क्रीन पर दिख रहा है, और नीचे फिर आपने इमोशनल रिएक्शन को चूज किया है। अच्छा, थैंक यू रोहित, आपको दिख गया है अब लग रहा है। एक और मिनट ले लेते हैं हमें, जरूर। ओके मनोज जी, कोई दूसरा इमोशन भी आता है, ठीक है। सॉरी, अदर लिखना चाह रही थी, पर अदर का मुझे मतलब 4 के बाद मुझे विकल्प नहीं मिल पाया, तो मैंने वो नहीं डाला। नोटेड दैट दे कैन बी अ पॉजिटिव रिएक्शन दैट इनवाइट्स यू, इट लुक्स लाइक एन अपॉर्चुनिटी वेयर आई कैन मेक अ डिफरेंस और कंट्रीब्यूशन। ओके, सो किसी को और टाइम चाहिए क्या? नहीं तो मैं अब बंद कर रही हूं इसको, पोल को। हम्म। 1 2 3, ओके, आई एम एंडिंग द पोल एंड आई विल शेयर द रिजल्ट्स। Again, give me a thumbs up if you can read the results. Okay, 73. Thank you, Manoj, and thank you, Sureshji. So, 73% of us collect information about the issue, 45% talk about it, and 82% have an emotional reaction about it. And the second one is okay. Maybe people have chosen multiple choice, and I gave that option also. So not so much guilty, but primarily anger and irritation and sadness. So key emotion is, I would say, irritation and anger when we look at that issue. Okay. Thank you for doing this work with me. मनोज जी, कुछ पॉजिटिव इमोशन आप शेयर करना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज शेयर कर दें. कैन यू जस्ट ओपन योर ऑडियो एंड टॉक
Yeah.
अबाउट इट?
So maybe one of the positive emotions, there are a lot of public issues. ऐसा नहीं है कि public issues नहीं है, but कुछ कुछ public issues maybe NGO level पे या government level पे they are also being addressed properly. बहुत सारी
यस.
चीज solve भी हो रही हैं. So
जी जी.
some issues are there which is when we discuss we feel why it's happening. But कुछ कुछ issues जो solve हो रही हैं तो उसके लिए कुछ अच्छे emotions, जैसे constitution में अगर कुछ change हो रही है कुछ अच्छे के लिए, so
जी
that is also good public issue. We can say yeah, thumbs up. So something कुछ thumbs up type का है, कुछ भी एक feel good factor type.
जी. ओके, थैंक यू फॉर दिस शेयरिंग. यस. ऑलराइट, लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. अब इस पर आने से पहले मैं एक टूल आपको इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहती हूँ और फिर हम इश्यूज पर आएंगे. ये टूल क्या है? ये समझिए कि जो भी हमारे सामने मुद्दे हैं उनको हम एक तरीके से क्लासिफाई करते हैं. सो वॉट एवर इश्यूज about public matters or public issues that to whatever degree we have some dissatisfaction with it, that we would rather have them differently. The question is, we are dissatisfied with that particular issue, and uh, if we could, we would want to alter them. So ये वो मुद्दे हैं जिससे हम डिससेटिस्फाइड हैं और हम उसमें कुछ चेंज चाहते हैं. अब इस ट्रायंगल को कैसे पढ़ना है? इस ट्रायंगल में तीन हिस्से दिए हुए हैं. देर आर थ्री सेक्शंस टू दिस ट्रायंगल एंड वी आर कॉलिंग इट the bottom one is targets of coping. So these are issues that we can't do much about them, or we've chosen not to do anything about them, and we are only going to cope with them. Something above that is targets of influence. These are issues in which we are not happy just coping. We want to influence that issue. So we are going to work towards getting someone to do something about it. It's a target of influence. And the top one in green, the smallest triangle that we see on the top, is a target of change. This is an issue which we care about, but we take personal responsibility to change it because it matters so much to us that this is where we are going to take personal responsibility. Okay? पहले वाला जो है परिवर्तन का जो टारगेट है उसके लिए पर्सनल जवाबदारी लेते हैं, हम इसको स्वयं बदलेंगे। इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि दूसरे की मदद नहीं लेंगे, पर जबान हम खुद दे रहे हैं या हम खुद इसको अपने ऊपर ले रहे हैं। टारगेट ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस में हम जबान नहीं दे रहे हैं, हम ये नहीं कह रहे हैं कि ये मेरी पर्सनल अकाउंटेबिलिटी है या ये मेरी पर्सनल जिम्मेदारी है। वी आर गोइंग टू इन्फ्लुएंस अदर्स टू एक्ट ऑन इट। आर यू एबल टू गेट these three targets? Anybody? Are you able to, if you apply it to some issues, Himanshu ji? Yes?
हाँ।
Go ahead.
यस मैम, मैं एज एजुकेशन ऑफिसर इनका उपयोग करता हूँ मैडम, अलग अलग समय पे
हाँ
जैसे भी इश्यूज आते हैं हमारे उसमें,
जी।
तो इसको करते हैं मैम जी।
कुछ पहले तो आपका स्वागत है हिमांशु जी, बहुत समय बाद
थैंक
हम मिल रहे हैं। थैंक
जी
यू
जी,
फॉर
थैंक यू मैम,
ज्वाइनिंग।
थैंक यू मैम।
बताएं, कुछ उदाहरण बता सकते हैं अगर, कि क्या
अ,
आप,
मैम
कौन से मुद्दे आपको
अभी
कोपिंग वाले हैं जी,
जी
बताइए।
जी मैम, मैं अभी जैसे बहुत उत्तराखंड के रिमोट डिस्ट्रिक्ट में वर्क कर रहा हूँ, अभी पिथौरागढ़ में हूँ मैं, और आजकल
जी
तो मौसम भी यहाँ पर अच्छा नहीं है।
जी
और मैं लास्ट 3.5 ईयर्स ऑलमोस्ट मैंने ब्लॉक एजुकेशन ऑफिसर पे यहाँ पे काम किया है। अभी मैं यहीं पर डिस्ट्रिक्ट एजुकेशन ऑफिसर में प्रमोट हो चुका हूँ।
जी
तो मैं यहाँ पर अभी वर्क कर रहा हूँ। तो जो पहला मैम, अगर एक जो रियलिस्टिक टारगेट जो था हमारा, कि बच्चों को, जो छोटे बच्चे हैं एलिमेंट्री लेवल पे, प्राइमरी लेवल पे, उनको कैसे उनका एजिटेशन दूर करें, और उन बच्चों को कैसे जो बेसिक चीजें थी, या टीचर्स को कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करें, मोटिवेट करें, तो उन पर हमने लगातार काम किया, तो उसके रिजल्ट्स हमारे पास अच्छे आए मैम। तो वो एक हमने पर्टिकुलर एज ग्रुप को लिया था, 3 to 5 में जो बच्चे पढ़ते हैं। तो उसके
जी
अभी अब हमने जो नेशनल लेवल पे जो हमारा अचीवमेंट रहा है, वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट ओवरऑल हमारे उत्तराखंड में हमारा नेशनल लेवल जो एवरेज है उससे ऊपर है हम। और सेकंड पोजीशन पर भी हम हैं आफ्टर बागेश्वर। तो अभी और उसमें हमें काम करने की आवश्यकता है, लेकिन हम उसको धीरे धीरे कर रहे हैं।
तो इसको आपने टारगेट ऑफ चेंज के रूप में लिया?
राइट राइट राइट, क्योंकि हम क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट स्कूल से ही पढ़ पढ़ के आए हुए हैं यहाँ पर, तो हमने सोचा कि क्यों नहीं, अगर बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे और बच्चों के अकॉर्डिंग हम उस पर काम करना शुरू करें, और
जी
उनको मौका दें कि बच्चे कैसे हमारे अच्छा करें, या बच्चों से पूछें, या उनको इतनी अहमियत दें कि वो बच्चे खुद ही बोलने लगें चीज़ों के बारे में। तो उस चीज़
जी।
को लगातार बहुत, मैम ये 2 2 ढाई साल का वर्क हमारा इसमें रहा है, तो उससे काफ़ी चेंजेस हमें मिल रहे हैं, देखने को मिले हैं।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू
थैंक
हिमांशु जी।
यू। ओके।
केदार जी।
हाँ जी, मैं थोड़ा मेरा डाउट क्लियर करना चाहता हूँ।
यस।
जैसे कि हम हमारा काम कम्युनिटी में है, तो हम कम्युनिटी में जो जाते हैं, कभी कभी ये पिरामिड से ये लगता है कि अ, थोड़ा कुछ हम चेंज कर सकते हैं पर्सनली।
जी
हम सारे चीज को चेंज नहीं कर सकते, दैट इज ड्यू टू आवर पर्सनल एक्सीलेंस, कैपेसिटी and resources and whatever with our personal thing. That is true, but I always get confused when we go to the community. uh, there are a lot of issues, and sometimes we have to divert from our main objective to the, those targeted change to other aspects we have to look after. So then it becomes difficult to measure the impact of the that particular intervention. Suppose I have gone to a village for improving the livelihood of the rural women farmers. When
यस
I go to when I go to their houses, there is somebody in the tribal area. There is somebody in the house, one old person who is just trembling in with fever. If I cannot solve, I cannot give a that kind of paracetamol or something like that, or refer to the Anganwadi worker. So that is a kind of the social worker has to work, indulge in a n number of activities with that families. So
यस
only for livelihood, 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 then it becomes a redundant, and the people you cannot create an relationship with the community in a very friendly manner. So that time, those ancillary activities take a lot of time also. And then when doing this impact measurement, mm, how that can be properly, factored in our impact. So there I always find, fumble to do that. But it is true that we can only, can change a part of the whole problem. So I agree.
Okay. I would, before I respond to it, I would like to invite other members. We have some very seasoned NGO functionaries in the group here. I would like to invite some of them to share their thoughts on it. I'm with you on what you're saying. सामने अगर कोई महिला बीमार है तो आप उसको छोड़कर दूसरे मुद्दे, मतलब अपने जिसको भी आपने टारगेट लिया है या जिसे भी हम इम्पैक्ट कह रहे हैं या डोनर हमारे को जिस पे मेजर करने वाला है, हम उस पर हर मिनट नहीं लगा सकते, है ना? सो अगेन आई वुड लाइक टू इनवाइट सम ऑफ द members from the group here if they would like to share on this. Anyone? सुरेश जी, आपका वीडियो ऑन है तो इसलिए मैं आपको देख रही हूँ. बालाजी, would you like to say something? Your audio is not unmuted.
I'll wait for others to say something.
Okay. Yes.
If you give me time, I'll say a few sentences.
I think even Suresh ji wants you to go first.
Oh my God.
Yes, he's nodding his head. Go ahead, Balaji.
केदार जी, धन्यवाद आपका प्रश्न का. In causing incredible performance framework, एक action है act on the really important result. Your result is about livelihoods, act on that. I can understand that there are other things which will come up. Two ways of handling it. One is you spend maybe 10%, 5% of your time on those issues and focus 80, 90% of the time on livelihoods. That is one option. Second option is make that a target of influence and delegate it to somebody else to handle those matters. Those are the two things I could think of.
Yeah. So one of the options here is to involve board members to deal with it.
Thank you. Thank you, Balaji. Thank you, Suresh. So, Kedar ji,
May I
your
add one more
challenge
thing,
is...
Nidhi?
Yes, go ahead.
That is how, in the development work in particular, given that many issues are in some way or other interrelated, we talk about integrated development. वो नहीं होता है ना. होना है तो भी, like in companies, they have verticals. In your organization, if you have an organization, you will create verticals, livelihood verticals, health vertical, agriculture vertical, environment vertical, forestry vertical, like that. So give it to them. You focus on livelihoods. If you don't have those verticals, you spend maybe 5-10% of your time on those matters. Get somebody else to do those things. Oh yeah, Mera.
Okay, thank you. We move on?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Does Kailash want to respond to what I said? It can be a conversation, dialogue.
Yes, Kedarji?
No, sir, not right now. Whatever
Okay.
you said, those are practical issues. So, one thing I would always questioning myself, friends, and others to capacitating our cadre at the field in different aspects, not just livelihood. And if the health issue is there, how to catch hold of the Anganwadi worker? If there is a disease in the livestock, because we are promoting livelihood through livestock, so what is the government and other facilities are available? How to know mobilize that? How to uh, mobilize that thing? So the field
So,
worker has to be continuously trained, continuously engaged with. So that is not properly happens in particularly in my
yeah.
organization because of no different resources crunch and other things. Continuous engagement with field level workers and then the community leaders, so that I feel that there is a gap. I won't say it's a lack, but there is a gap that more focus should be given on them, so that those small issues can be solved over there, and we have a very good impact on our livelihood intervention.
So in CIP framework, there is an action principle called rally others. It means you will rally the animal husbandry department, or you will you will rally the primary health center, or you will from agriculture department, horticulture department, whatever it is. You will rally those people. I think it's completely impractical to expect an Anganwadi worker or Asha worker and such kinds of people, even you and me, to be to learn about everything, right? You can't. One thing which you can learn is identify who should be dealing with this and get those people to do those. That's it.
That's it.
The
Thank
CIP
you.
framework application will bring that kind of a clarity and focus to our work.
Thank you, Kedarji. Thank you, Balaji.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's move on. Okay. So I want you to clearly get these three targets. Now, one more thing I want to say. Uh, at any time, I'm not saying for 5 years or 10 years, but in shorter time windows, our whole work, we like to focus on shorter windows, like 3 months projects or 6 months project. Many things cannot be achieved in 3 months, is a thought that comes to our mind, right? Something very holistic development may not be possible in 3 months. Then look at it. My invitation to you or to others is to look at significant milestones at that time. Don't let that thought stop you from taking on something for 3 months or 6 months. This is something, as human beings, is easier for us to focus on something for a shorter duration, like an intense initiative. If you're running it for 12 months, sometimes I see in particularly in temples, and I'm very surprised. So some temples used to have, in Pithoragarh also I've seen this. Uh, there are times when fairs are organized, मेला चलता है, हाँ. अब कुछ जगह पे लोग सोचते हैं कि अगर 12 महीना मेला चलता रहे तो ज्यादा इनकम होगी. That defeats the point, right? That if the campaign is running for 12 months, then how are you able to bring that kind of intensity and a large jump in whatever you want to achieve? Even if it's number of tourists who are coming to a particular temple, right? If you do it for 12 months, it just defeats the purpose of it. So, in our experience, shorter time durations, 3 to 6 months, are we are able to bring the focus, sustain it, and get a jump reach a milestone which may not have been possible otherwise. So, target of change, take something as a target of change for that 3 to 6 months. So you're making the decision, okay, this is the most important issue for me in the next 3 months. The moment you decide that, the origin of the word decide has death in it. Why death? You're killing some other options. So that's a choice only you can make. Okay, in these 3 months, this is the most important result for me. It's not practical to do that for whole life or for 2 3 years, but it can be practical that, okay, for this I'm taking personal responsibility. For others, I'm going to use other methods of delegating, taking support, all of that. Okay, so you cannot take too many things as your target of change in any point of time. That's the thing that we need to accept. Only one item. In fact, when we are coaching people on incredible performance, we say pick one result area as your target of change in this given time. Okay, so I'm going to again give you a form, and out of the issues that are listed there, just click one. Okay, this is my target of change, or this is my target of influence or target of coping. For each topic, pick one. Now, topics are not exhaustive because it was just going on and on. But for us to understand, I've tried to pick up issues which may cover our general concerns: air quality, waste management, climate action, education, livelihoods, health, nutrition. I've picked up some of those issues. Something is missing, please write it in the chat, and you can then indicate in the chat, okay, this is a target of influence or coping or change for me. Okay, so the exercise is clear. Give me a thumbs up. Uh, somebody please. Is the exercise clear? Okay, thank you. Now, can you look at your chat? I'm going to share a link of a form. Taruna, can you also send the link in the chat?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, there is a form here. I'm going to show you on the screen also, but you can only fill it at your end. Go ahead, click it, and it'll show up some questions. Just scroll down and choose for each. Kindly choose the answer that you think is most appropriate. Don't choose too many. Just make an effort to choose one for each. Sorry, let me go to the form. Is anybody able to see the form? They have clicked. Thank you, Sureshji. Thank you, Srinivasan. Thanks, Vinay. Yes, go ahead. I will just share the form on the screen, but you are please requested to go to the form and fill it. Take It shouldn't take you, I will give you 3 minutes for it. Yes. So your time has started. Right. This is the form. Yes. Please choose only one for each. One more minute to go. Last 20 seconds. Uh, if you have a notebook with you, note down what you've chosen as your target of change. And then you can work with me in the next few minutes on coming up with a indicator in that area, because it's a very broad area, right? These are very broad areas. Okay. I'm going to stop. I'm going to now share results. Where is, are you able to see my screen, which is of the form? Yes. Okay. Too many things are here, right? Responses. Let's look at the summary of responses. Can you see a pie chart?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, okay, this fairly target of coping are very few, either influence or in employment. Okay. So for each issue, it's giving us that chart. Okay. Target of change, employment and livelihoods, 42%. De-addiction is 57%. That's an issue people have picked up. De-addiction. Renewable energy, public health, women empowerment, climate action, agri and farmers. That's the highest so far. Agri and farmers. MS. Okay, water is also 70%, 70%. Okay, road safety is 85%. That's the highest right now. Traffic is also close to 85%. Okay, tree plantation, youth development. Okay, so several in the 50% range for target of change. But very clearly, the winner is road safety and traffic after that, and then water and agri are both around 70%. Now, let's work with this now. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and let's come up with an indicator for these broadheads. So I'll give you one example to understand what I want. Huh? We have something as a broad area. I'm interested in traffic. I'm interested in road safety. So how do we convert this into a result with a time frame? Because what we say is a goal is a result you want in a given time frame. So whoever has written road safety or traffic as a target of change, they can apply themselves, but even others can also apply themselves on the issue so that they get the grammar of writing a goal statement. So we are practicing this. This is not what you're committing to, that yes, from when I exit this room, this is what I'm going to do. But we want to practice how to write a goal statement in an unambiguous way. Unambiguous means no two interpretations are possible. इतना स्पष्ट है कि आपको और मुझे एक ही तरीके से समझ में आएगा. इस पे थोड़ा ध्यान दीजिएगा. मैं आपको दिखाती हूं कि गोल क्या है. मैंने अभी बोला था रिजल्ट यू वांट टू अचीव इन अ ड्यूरेशन आउटकम वांटेड फ्रॉम व्हाट यू डू. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर टू unambiguous goals for you just to get a sense of what could it be in my case, okay, in your case. So the first example is someone interested in women health, and specifically anemia amongst pregnant women. Now, that's their interest area. Started with health, within that, women, within that, anemia and pregnant women. So, what is written as the goal? Number of anemic pregnant women increasing hemoglobin level by greater than or equal to 2 gram percentage. This is what the result will be about. In the end, this is what we will measure. Number of women of this particular type. Anemic, pregnant, gone up, hemoglobin gone up by 2 points. All three need to match. So that's what we're going to measure in the end. And then there is a number, 4,000 or more women. That's what we're interested in. And there is a time frame. This is an actual goal. So this happened in 2023. So I'm sharing that time frame. On or before this date, this person wanted to achieve 4,000 and more women who were anemic and pregnant and have gone up by 2 percentage hemoglobin point. सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल, ये यूपी की कुछ एसएचजी महिलाएं आई थी. उन्होंने लिखा, उनमें से एक महिला ने लिखा कि उन्हें इंटरेस्ट था अपनी आमदनी में, इनकम फ्रॉम एसएचजी. सो उन्होंने लिखा तेल मसाला पशु चारा या कोई अन्य रोजगार से होने वाली आमदनी, इंटरेस्ट इनकम में है. और यही सब काम वो कर रहे थे, तो उन्होंने वो स्पेसिफाई किया कि तेल मसाला या पशु चारा या कोई और भी रोजगार हो सकता है, उससे होने वाली आमदनी. और वो आमदनी जो उनके बैंक में आ गई है या नकद में मिल गई है. सो एंड में वो पैसा गिनना चाहते हैं. ठीक है. और उन्होंने कहा 1 लाख रुपए या उससे ज्यादा और डेट स्पेसिफाई की. अब क्या हम रोड सेफ्टी के लिए कोई मेजरेबल इंडिकेटर सोच सकते हैं इसी फॉर्मेट में, मतलब रिजल्ट एरिया स्पेसिफाई करेंगे, टाइम स्पेसिफाई करेंगे, उसका नंबर स्पेसिफाई करेंगे। ओके, ताकि हमें अनएम्बिगुअस गोल लिखना आ जाए। कोई अटेम्प्ट करना चाहता है? By the way, road safety is also an issue that really bothers me because in the area that I live in, and I subscribe to both local Hindi newspaper and an English newspaper. In the Hindi newspaper, the first thing that one reads is यहाँ पर गाड़ी गिर गई। बिकॉज मैं फुट हिल्स में रहती हूँ, तो हिल्स की भी बहुत सारी कहानियां होती हैं, स्टोरीज होते हैं, यहाँ पे गाड़ी गिर गई, या यंग बच्चे मोटरसाइकिल से एक्सीडेंट हो गया और डेथ हो गई। हम्म। कुछ मेरे दिमाग में आ रहे हैं, पर मैं चाहती हूँ आप में से कोई जिन्हें रोड सेफ्टी में इंटरेस्ट है, क्या क्या हो सकता है। पहले सिर्फ रिजल्ट एरिया सोचिए। Anything that comes to your mind, but there's no right or wrong answer in this.
To reduce the number of casualties or injured person to a
Okay.
particular number or a percentage, uh, taking the baseline data within 1 year through
Right.
awareness or supporting some life-saving systems or something like that to reduce the number of casualties and deaths. That may be the
Okay. So number of casualties आपका पैरामीटर है। Casualties happening because of road accidents. So
yes.
maybe casualties happening for other reason in your area. We are not interested in that when we are declaring this goal. So the focus is on number of casualties because of road accidents. And that number is what we want to bring down. So अपने एरिया की स्टडी करके हम कुछ एक नंबर पे आ सकते हैं। कि अगर 50 समझिए हमारा डेटा है कि पिछले 3 महीने में 50 रोड एक्सीडेंट्स हुए थे, तो और उसमें कोई डेटा हमें ये भी मिल जाएगा कि कितने डेथ्स हुए थे। उसके आधार पर हम कुछ एक नंबर निकाल सकते हैं कि हम इसमें से 2 डेथ्स कम करना चाहते हैं, कि कम से कम 3, कि 5, कि 10, जो भी हमारी अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, या जो भी हम एक्शन प्लान भी सोच रहे हैं कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं। आप एक सिटीजन है, आपको हो सकता है गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसेस को रैली करना पड़े इसके लिए, या कुछ जैसे आप कह रहे हैं अवेयरनेस एजुकेशन करेंगे, या कुछ भी करेंगे। जो आगे आप करने वाले हैं वो आज आपको पूरी तरीके से क्लियर हो, वो जरूरी नहीं है। चलने से रास्ता बनता है, पर कहाँ पहुंचना चाहते हैं वो क्लैरिटी हम आज रख रहे हैं, कि अल्टीमेटली हमें उनको देखना है, नंबर ऑफ डेथ्स और कैजुअलिटीज हैपनिंग बिकॉज ऑफ रोड एक्सीडेंट्स in a time period, like you were saying 1 year. So on or before 31st July or 30th June 2027, और 31st जुलाई 2027 तक हम ये करेंगे। ठीक है, ये एक हो गया। और कोई इंडिकेटर हो सकता है? पर इनका केदार जी का सबसे पहला इंटरेस्ट कैजुअलिटीज कम करने पे है। किसी और का एंगल कुछ और भी हो सकता है। Number of young people who wear helmets, that can be indicator. For someone else may be more interested in young people, or number of people who receive help, or the no, not number of, it can be both ways. Number of people who receive help within 1 hour of the road accident. So there's a law also right now, and one can make an effort on a particular stretch. We can specify the road geography area also, that in this 20-kilometer stretch, number of people who receive help within 1 hour of any road accident will be so much, or percentage of people. So then our action will be different, right? We then want to mobilize citizens around that geography or stretch so that they become first responders. So from a broad issue, we can come down to a indicator that matters to us. There is no right or wrong indicator here. This is an indicator that matters to me. It could be deaths. It could be you want to avoid amputation and injuries. That could be somebody's interest. किसी को प्रिवेंशन में इंटरेस्ट है तो वो प्रिवेंशन वाले चीजों पे काम करेंगे. किसी को रोड्स, सो आई नो वन पर्सन, ही इज एन अशोका फेलो, पीयूष तिवारी, और उन्होंने रोड सेफ्टी पर कितने एंगल से काम किया है कि रोड का सरफेस कैसा होना चाहिए, टर्न्स में कभी ब्लाइंड स्पॉट नहीं हो वो कैसे होना चाहिए, रोड क्वालिटी कैसी होनी चाहिए, कहाँ पर रिस्पॉन्डर्स होने चाहिए, लॉ होना चाहिए कि जो रिस्पॉन्डर्स हैं वो डरे नहीं और सामने आ सकें और हेल्प कर सकें, है ना. तो किसी भी मुद्दे पर हम जब एक बार क्लैरिटी से एक इंडिकेटर सोचते हैं तो वो हमको डायरेक्शन देता है आगे बढ़ने के लिए. अब 11:58 हो गया है, मुझे सिर्फ 10 मिनट आपसे और चाहिए, हाँ, टू कंप्लीट दिस. ओके, सो आई एम सॉरी अबाउट एक्सीडिंग माई टाइम. जस्ट 10 more minutes ऑन दिस. आर यू विद मी ऑन दिस कि ब्रॉड एरिया से हम गोल पर एक इंडिकेटर पे कैसे पहुंचे? Say type yes or no in the chat box. If it is clear to you, type yes. Thank you, Vinay ji, Srinivas, Kedar ji, हिमांशु जी, थैंक यू. अब मैं आपको थोड़ा सा बताना चाहती हूँ कि बहुत से, अब इस मुद्दे पे अगर हम काम शुरू करना, हम लेट्स स्टिक टू दिस एग्जांपल, नंबर ऑफ कैजुअलिटीज इन रोड एक्सीडेंट्स. लेट्स स्टिक टू दिस एग्जांपल. If we take this up, if one of you take this up, maybe some problems will come to your mind, right? Okay, right? Some problems will come that how am I going to do this? I don't have the authority. I'm not a traffic police person, or I'm not a police officer. So I may not have the resources or authority. This is not an issue that my NGO is working on, for example. It could be that if you're an NGO person. So maybe that comes to your mind. So I've written some problems which are not for this specific issue, but maybe there's a worry that this is so big. How am I going to make an impact on this? I don't have the resources. I don't have authority. I don't have enough. I may not get support. Maybe it requires too much work, like too much effort and too little result. Okay, so I'm worried about some burnout or overwhelm. So maybe these kinds of concerns stop us from taking this on. That's where the CIP framework can help. It's not that automatically you will have more authority or more resources, but given the context of wherever you are an individual with an NGO background, working on an NGO with traffic not as your agenda. Something else is your agenda. So may not have resources for working on road safety as an issue. So how does the CIP framework help in this? I'm going to just come to that, and I will leave it then open for questions. Okay, so the CIP framework has 10 action principles, each of which, in our experience, allows us to move towards extraordinary performance. Starting from the bottom, commit and account. Once we've decided number of casualties in road accidents is an indicator that we want to work on, then we commit to working on that, right? We're committing to it. We are giving a word and we declare an incredible goal about that issue. So we give a specific number, we give a specific time frame. Like I showed you the example. So number of casualties during road accident will be less than or equal to 50 on or before July 31st, 2027. And we specify, we're talking about this block or this area or this kilometer, so many kilometers of road stretch, whichever we want to take up. So we make that specification. That becomes a goal that we declare. Then we discover a compelling purpose. Why do we want to achieve this? And that's a reason it can vary from person to person. Why does this person want to take a goal on this? It's a reason within them why they want to achieve it. We identify people whose support we need, so we rally others. And the top layer is rally others, execute with ruthless focus, foreview for the future, overcome obstacles. We rally the police, the NGOs, the other civic institutions, citizen groups, RWAs, whatever, traffic people, truck drivers, motorcycle owners, whatever we think of, that we need to rally these people to get some result from them. Because by yourself, you can't produce this result. And this method allows you to be able to get results from others. So you've given a word, you have taken it as a target of change, others have not, and yet you're able to get them to produce result. When necessary, you reset your mind. This approach is not working, something else. You make yourself be present to your goal, your action plan. Remove any clutter, mental clutter, physical clutter you're experiencing. And as and when necessary, you simplify. So this is how the framework comes together for you to take on something that you may not have taken on before and achieve that incredible goal that you have of number of casualties due to road accidents less than or equal to 100 in 1 year. So it's the framework that allows us to remain present to our goal, go after it with focus, and take support as and when necessary from others. That's how it comes together. Okay, so I will be open to questions in just 1 minute. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing, which is if you want to learn the framework, you're welcome to do any of the 5 that are there in front of you on your screen. You could join the community where you get access to the full framework and interactions like these for sustaining this learning beyond this also. You can get coached on just declaring a goal about the issue that you care about. You can learn the framework and get coached for applying the framework on a particular goal. You can sponsor the CIP program for your organization or your community. And some of you might be coaches, so you can get trained as a coach. So these are the options in front of you. I am open to questions, as well as my request is that if any of these 5 you would want to take on, just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the chat and specify the date on or before which you will take action on it. I'll stop here for questions. Sorry, I just want to leave it on the last screen. Yes. Yes. Anybody wants to work with me on any other issue and come up with an indicator on that, I'm happy to do that here right now. Thank you, Srinivasan. Thank you for that comment that you're appreciating my ability to switch from Hindi to English. Thank you so much. Any one of you picked up an issue and you want to convert this into an indicator, I'm happy to work with you right now. Don't delay it. Let's just do it right now. All the 5 points, okay, in all of them. Okay, Rohit, so can you just specify on or before what date you would like to reach out to me? My contacts are, I'll just paste my contacts here for your reference. And anybody else's reference also. So in the chat, I've written. Thanks, Rohit. Anybody else would like to talk about their issue or the session or any questions? Thank you so much for joining me today. The next session, I will just share the details about the next session. It's on 8th August. You will receive information about it. Since you've registered, we have your emails and contacts, so we will contact you. All right, so with this, I will end. Thank you so much. Bye bye.